Welcome back. Incessant rains in Himachal Pradesh have triggered landslides in several parts of the state. In Chamba district, bystanders watched in horror as a huge chunk of the mountain crumbled and fell down. The road below was completely blocked after huge pieces of debris fell on it. More than a dozen people were travelling on the Koti bridge when the landslide began. But it intensified in seconds, making people run for cover. A cloud of dust surrounded the area as huge chunks of the mountain broke away and fell. Had the debris fallen on the Koti bridge, the damage would have been far more. And record-breaking rains have brought life to a standstill in many parts of Karnataka. At least 7 deaths have been reported in the state in rain-related incidents. Now, new forecasts indicate a strong possibility of similarly intense rains across the state for the next 4 days at least. The landslides and flash floods in Kerala triggered by heavy rains killed 18 people in the last few days, damaged hundreds of properties and displaced thousands of people. Red alert has been sounded in 6 dams as the water level reached full capacity. The government also imposed a temporary ban on fishing till the weather situation improves. A 15-member gang abducted a young woman from her house in Tamil Nadu's one of the towns, and this is what the incident really is about. Have a look. Wearing masks and carrying sharp weapons, the gang members forcibly entered the woman's house. They dragged her out after threatening the family. The family members ran after them in vain, trying to stop the brazen abduction. After the accused fled with the woman, her family informed the police. With the help of CCTV footage, the police nabbed the accused and rescued the woman. It turns out that she had turned down a proposal from the head of the gang who had been stalking her for some time. That's when he got together some accomplices and decided to kidnap her. In Hyderabad, a car was seen precariously hanging from a 25 feet high wall. This happened after the vehicle crashed into railing wall of a multi-storied building. The driver allegedly lost control of the steering wheel after the brakes failed. Thankfully, no one was hurt in the incident and bystanders managed to pull the driver out of the car. And after getting death threats, actor Salman Khan is ramping up his security. Now, what the actor has done, he has upgraded his Toyota Land Cruiser SUV car, now has armor and bulletproof glass. The upgraded vehicle is now worth 1.5 crore rupees. It costs extra to install bulletproof screens. The actor has also received a firearms license, something that he had requested the commissioner for. And dramatic visuals from Rajasthan's Sirohi show the extent of flood mayhem in the state. The abandoned auto was stuck smack in the middle of the completely submerged road. But it turned out to be a savior for this man who fell off a flooded bridge and got swept away. The water was moving so fast that he had no choice but to go with the flow. But he managed to latch onto the vehicle and stood on its ledge, waiting for the help to come his way. Dozens of people gathered around and helplessly watched the man's plight. He was eventually pulled out to safety when police arrived at the spot. And there's massive politics over Centre's campaign Har Ghar Tiranga. Congress MP Rahul Gandhi said that those running the campaign have come from anti-national organizations which did not hoist the tricolour for 52 years. AIMIM chief Mr. Asauddin Owaisi said that RSS had rejected the idea of independent India.
कि आरएसएस उनका फाउंडेशन रहा है, तो क्या ये बात सच नहीं है कि आरएसएस की जो तर्जुमानी करता है, जिसको माउथपीस अंग्रेजी में कहते हैं, ऑर्गेनाइजर मैगजीन ने 1947 के अपने ऑर्गेनाइजर वीकली ने कहा था कि इस देश का झंडा तिरंगा नहीं बल्कि भगवा होना चाहिए, कि उसमें 3 रंग है, वो खुद अशुभ है, ईविल है.
And this is not good. A majority of Indians are drinking contaminated water. According to the data given by the Centre to Rajya Sabha, 80% Indians drink contaminated water. Center says that there are excess toxic metals in groundwater in many districts across the country. The problem is more serious in villages than in cities. There is an increased risk of skin diseases, cancer, and excess lead in water can affect the nervous system of humans. Now, a madrasa linked to a terror accused was demolished in Assam's Moregaon area. The madrasa owner, Mufti Mustafa, was recently arrested for his links with Bangladesh-based terror outfit. 43 students were studying in this madrasa. They have now been admitted to different schools.
Reactions have been coming on this demolishment of the madrasa by the authorities. Chief Minister today in the press conference also stated that here 42 students were studying in this madrasa, and they were residential students where they were taught about jihad day and night.
And Shiv Sena MP Sanjay Raut's ED custody has been extended till the 8th of August. Meanwhile, the agency has summoned his wife Varsha Raut in the Patra Chaul land scam case. She will appear for questioning on Friday. The summons have been sent to her after transactions done on Varsha Raut's account in the money laundering case came to light before the agency. A school bus driver was arrested for putting the lives of 30 children at risk in Noida. Have a look.
The driver rammed the bus full of children into a closed railway barrier. When the bus was approaching the railway line, the barricade was just closing. But the speeding bus did not stop and rammed into the barrier. Even after breaking the barrier, the driver did not stop and continued to speed ahead. The bus driver was directed to stop ahead by the railway officials, but he did not heed to their advice. A train was going to pass through the railway line when the driver sped through it dangerously. At least 30 children between the ages of 6 and 10 were inside the bus at the time of the incident.
The Taliban claims it was unaware that Al-Qaeda chief Ayman al-Zawahiri was living in downtown Kabul. This comes after US announced that Zawahiri was killed with 2 Hellfire missiles fired from a US drone last month. The CIA had identified the safe house that Zawahiri was living in back in April and had been planning the precision strike ever since then. A Russian court sentenced US basketball star Brittany Griner to 9 years in prison on drug charges. This after finding her guilty of narcotics possession and smuggling for bringing cannabis-infused vape cartridges into Russia. US President Joe Biden said his administration would continue to pursue every possible avenue to bring Griner home. Hollywood actor Jason Momoa surprised passengers aboard a flight as he turned into a flight attendant pushing the snacks cart and handing out water bottles. In the video, he's seen in a grey suit with a pink flower tucked behind his ear, just like other attendants of the flight. Well, with that, it's a wrap from me on this edition. Mari Shakil takes it forward.